As our subject is books, there could be no better special guest than Rabbi Michael Malchior. In his Knesset days as head of the Committee for Education and Culture, he was a great friend of this museum, but he was a great friend before that and remains a great friend hereafter. He was with us when we opened our display of the great Isaiah scroll in the spring of 2008 on the occasion of Israel's 60th anniversary. He's back today for this display, which begins as it does with antecedents of manuscripts and books, being the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Aleppo Codex, and documenting from there the unfolding of the earliest manuscripts through the magnificent tradition of illustration and illumination in Hebrew books, which reflect Renee's interest and this exhibition. Michael, if you would come to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Renee and Susie Barginsky, and David, James, Kod HaRabbanim, Kod HaKahal. I know that no matter what I will ever do in my life, my claim to fame with James will always only be that I had the honor to put on the mezuzah of the new museum. That's it. I don't have to, I can go on pension, don't have to fight any more battles in the rest of my life. It's an honor for me to be able to open this wonderful, wonderful, very special exhibition. We are in the days of Chanukka, just lighted now the first light. There is an expression for Chanukka, which is Ner Mitzvah Torah Or. That this is a light, the Ner is the Mitzvah, and what comes out of this is Torah Or. There is an explanation, Rav Kook writes about in others, that Ner Mitzvah, those are the details, the technical details and frameworks. Those are the, how much oil you put in, how much wax you have, how long time, at what time you light the lights. Those are, we can call it for the sake of the exhibition, those are the aesthetics. And then you have Torah Or, which is the purpose, the idea behind the aesthetics. And we have, unfortunately, in the Judaism which is happening here in the Jewish world today, even here in Jerusalem, in our beloved city, sometimes a misbalance between the technical details, which I very much believe in as a man of halakha, but you have to have also the purpose. For what do you have all the technical details? For what do you have the physical framework? What is the Torah? What is the real light, which is the purpose of having the oil and the wig and all the details? And we don't always find that balance. And the same is in the whole idea of Chanukka. The balance of the physical, of the battle, of the Saifa, of the winning, the battle of the Maccabees, and the spiritual lighting of the light, the miracle, which kept long after there was no physical framework of the victory. We could celebrate Chanukka for years in the exile and talk about my Chanukka, talk about the contents and the ideas of Chanukka, even when we were lacking the necessary physical framework. Thank God that we are back again in our country, and we have again a physical framework which we can say Hallel over, just as we said in Chanukka for the independence then, we say now Hallel for our independence today. We praise the Lord. But we must not forget the balance. The balance is the balance of the content. For what are we here? We need to protect the borders of our country, but why do we need to protect? This heart is what is the heart of this museum. And I think that the heart also of everything you have in this museum in many ways is expressed in this beautiful, beautiful exhibition of the collection of the Barginskys together with articles of the museum, collection over many years, 30 years of looking and finding the most beautiful things, which not only are beautiful for aesthetics, but they all have content. They all have Jewish ideas and content. Lo b'chayil, lo b'koach ki im beruchi. There is a spirit, as we read in the book of Zechariah on Shabbat, the spirit behind this. If I can just mention two pieces which made a special impression on me on the very short acquaintance I had. One piece is a piece which is a ketubah, which I believe that you wouldn't have seen anywhere such a ketubah. It's a ketubah from the marriage between the Almighty and the Jewish people, written as a full ketubah, and with all the details of the ketubah. That's a very special content, I don't have to explain it. It was written for Shavuot, of course, which was the marriage ceremony between the Jewish people and the Almighty. The other piece, which I think is relevant also for our days, is a ketubah where the framework, very beautiful, so every detail put into preparing such a beautiful framework. The inside of the ketubah can be recycled. Now, recycling is something which is also important in our society today. So that this has been recycled and used again and again, the same framework of the ketubah, but it can be used for many young couples who can have a part of this hidur. And Chanukka is hidur, is mehadrin min ha-mehadrin, is the hidur, the beauty and the aesthetics, which is the framework for the contents. So I want to really bless all of you. I want to thank the Barginskys for their enormous contribution always to this museum, but especially for what they have brought here, which we can all enjoy and indulge in, and we will know what the neshama is, what the Torah is, when we have this beautiful hidur of the framework around it. Thank you very much, and Chag Urim Sameach.